My name is Scott Hamilton, Vice President, JD Steel Company, Vice President of Iron Inc. That my job, when people say, what is your job? What do you do? I serve. I serve the employee and I serve the client. And it's whatever entails in that service, it's where I'm at. JD Steel being founded in 1970 by a couple of guys that straight out of the rod patch, came straight out of working the rods themselves for two very long, successful careers as ironworkers, had a realization somewhere in their path and process that the construction industry demands so much and takes so much from individuals that a lot of people go through the trades industry and they weren't left with much. Or maybe they set themselves up in a place that they didn't leave themselves with much. But they gave everything to the industry or to the reinforcing steel and structural steel industry. And so through that and through their founding of JD Steel in 1970, they left this imprint for the rest of our leadership to follow, this inspiration for the leadership of JD Steel to follow, that for 40, 50 years was planted upon us that we have to do something different, that the industry requires us to do something different. An interesting thing about JD Steel is most specialty contractors, subcontractors, have a business survival rate of about 9 years. And so when you look at JD Steel and it's on 50 years plus and growing and has become to a point that 50 years isn't going to end anytime soon, you have to look at that mark that it made, and you have to look at that impact on the industry, coast to coast, throughout the nation, different pocket areas, and say to yourself, something here is different. And that inspiration through Ray Zeke and Joe Dano that was left with us younger leaders was, we're going to flip the script, and it isn't going to be about the owner. It isn't going to be about his home, his airplane, his anything. We're going to flip this, and it's going to be about the employee. That if we put our sense of servant and our sense of servant leadership upon us being at the bottom of the pyramid as opposed to the top of the pyramid, and we serve them in a way that profits become their retirement, profit becomes their medical care, that your service mindset is set to, I'm serving the guy next to me. I'm serving the guy, what we would typically say, below me. Well, there is no below you, that you serve everybody above you. You serve that truck driver, you serve that bar bender, you serve that welder, you serve that fabricator, you serve that engineer, that detailer, and on and on and on. The waste that you might see on a job site or in a fabrication plant in the old way of doing business, that loss and that waste was, well, who cares, because it's just going to be the rich guy just gets richer. In this case, that's my retirement, that's my health care, that's my brother next to me, that's his paycheck. So our foundation and our heart of our business and the start of our business is in what we call our Southwest region, located in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, my name is Kerry Newton. I'm the CEO and president of JD Steel. Well, first of all, our values are not just words. They're up on a wall. They're what drives us. And I'd encourage anybody to read our values of a company and our mission, and you'll see right away of what we say about our people. And the neatest thing about our industry and what we do and JD Steel being employee-owned, it's many companies measure their assets of a manufacturer would measure assets by how much inventory they might have, how much equipment they might have. We get to measure our assets by the value we put in our people. We know that some of them come in early with no skills, no knowledge, and just watching them grow and develop in themselves and watch them at their home lives growing as well, and seeing that they're fostering and just developing into a vibrant family. The same thing goes with us here at JD Steel. We care about our people, and we invest in our people. We're the one rare asset that the more you invest in, the more return the company gets. So that says it all about us right there.
My name is Brian Ellis. I'm the Vice President and Regional Manager of JD Steel Southwest Region. I handle the placement of reinforcing steel here in our area. We have a lot of opportunity for iron workers here in this area because of the number of jobs that we have. We take on all types of rodmen, from the apprentices with no experience. We have training programs that we put them through all the way up through journeyman and foreman. I think what separates us from everybody else in the industry is our training programs. We have a special program for gladiators. They're people with no experience. They go through a short training class, and then we put them on to job sites. We put a mentor with them so they're able to be productive in something. We try to make everybody an expert in at least one thing after a few days. Our industry in construction, it is hard work and physically demanding. It's something that you can learn while you're working on the job. If you apply yourself, you can work yourself up through the ranks and earn a good living, which will support your family. And I would encourage anybody that worked for JD Steel to learn as much as they can at home. Take the drawings home with you, study them, and be prepared for work the next day.
We have bricks and mortar in Salt Lake City or in the Utah market, spanning out from the mining industry to the refining industry and everywhere in between. The Colorado market and states surrounding Colorado, booming up into Montana, Wyoming, and what we call the Front Range, headed up by Alan Harding, one of the vice presidents, one of the board members of JD Steel.
JD Steel is different because of multiple items. Number one, we're an ESOP company, so that means that every employee that works at JD Steel is a partial owner of the company. For every hour you work, once you get vested in 5 years, you're a part owner of this company. You can have a retirement at the end of it all. Another item, we're a union company, so you've got union benefits, you've got health and welfare, you've got a pension plan, annuity through the union. With that, we're a family company. End of the day, we're here for everybody that works for us, all of our employees. We want to be family. We want you to see us as family. We treat everybody that way. So to be a good rod buster and getting into the ironworking industry, one of the biggest items every employee would need to consider is you need to be mentally tough. This is a physically demanding job that at the end of the day, you're gonna go home, you went to the gym every day for 8 hours. That's what this job does to you. We're going to pay you to get in good shape. But that mental toughness is something that you need to bring with you on day one. You're going to be sore, you're gonna be tired, you're gonna think that this job isn't for you, and the mental toughness is going to be what gets you through to tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. And at the end of it all, you're gonna look back on your career and be able to say, you know what, I made it through all of that. I built this building. That's one of my biggest accomplishments, and is being able to, you drive over a bridge, you drive past a building. Hey, I built that. I was there. I handled it.
A more recent offshoot that we started, we saw the need in Nashville, Tennessee and surrounding areas.
My name's Ken Wolfenden. I've been with JD Steel for 5 years. I'm the regional manager here in Nashville area. I've been doing reinforcing steelwork since 1970, right out of high school. Right now, there's a great opportunity. There's a real shortage of people who really want to learn the trade and really want to move up. So someone who's ambitious and wants to take that next step and learn the trade and then move up to a foreman's position or supervisor's position, there's a great need for that. Well, I would say JD Steel has the advantage over other people other companies because they are progressive in training. They're always on the cutting edge as far as other rebar companies. And the other thing is, I mean, they're a really good company to work for. They're honest, they're stable, and that says a lot in our industry. So I think the way JD Steel is doing the succession plans, they're thinking ahead. They're bringing younger guys up to take our places, the older people, and they have a good plan in place. So they're looking down the road. They're looking 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road, where most companies are just looking like, a year or two.
And then we have our Alaska operation. And
my name is Reyes Alvarez. I started here at JD Steel in 2007. So in this main campus here, we provide reinforcing steel fabrication, as well as concrete accessories to form up customers' projects. And in the other facility, we perform all of our structural fabrication and paintings and coatings from anywhere from glulam brackets to full structural buildings. So for the most part, all our reinforcing steel comes in by way of rail car. So that takes probably about up to a month to 45 days to get once it's made, shipped up to Alaska. Meanwhile, we've got miscellaneous materials coming in through freight forwarders that bring it into the steamship. Takes about 10 days, lands in Anchorage, and is getting trucked in here. And so on any given day, we can have 3, 4, or 5 truckloads of material coming in and having to get unloaded while we're still fabricating all the material, while we're still shipping out. So JD Steel has produced and fabricated over 9 million pounds of steel out of this yard alone. It's a humbling feeling to know that much material is fabricated by our crews. These guys work all day, 100%. It's all about their hustle. So hearing 9 million pounds just becomes awe-inspiring and humbling to know that those guys did that work.
so you ask yourself, well, what's next for JD Steel? We need to bring specialty products that they might not even know that they need, or they might need us to bring a specialty trained group of individuals to provide a special service. JD's future is just that, but I couldn't write that down on a roadmap because I don't know where it's going to take us. Where it's going to take us is we're going to listen, we're going to watch, we're going to methodically execute a business plan that's driven by our employee owners and by our clients. We know we haven't even started yet. We know our growth will be great because we'll just stay focused on the employees and the clients. That's where we'll stay focused. But for the market to hear from us, what's next? You haven't seen anything yet.